Hey everybody, good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, depending on when you're watching this. I want to say Happy New Year and welcome to the first time home buying and credit seminar. And I'm here with my friends Elizabeth and Randy, and we're here to provide you a ton of value. First, I'd like to give them a moment to introduce themselves. So Elizabeth, welcome.
Thank you so much, Anthony. Happy New Year, happy 2023. Wishing everybody the best. I'm Elizabeth Tapia. I am a lender. I've been doing this for more than 20 years. Love my job. It's always my passion to bring people from application and to the point of giving them the keys to their new home. So beautiful job that I have, and very happy to do this seminar with you, Anthony and Randy. Thank you, Anthony.
Yes, awesome, and it's a pleasure to have you. And you've been in the industry for quite some time, so I know you bring a ton of value, and you always bring people from the start to the end. And Randy, really excited to have you, and please introduce yourself.
All right. Well, my name is Randy Ray. I work here with Century 21 and I cover most of northern Jersey. And I'm now branching out into central Jersey as well. I joined that MLS. And what I'm here for today is just to help first time home buyers get their feet wet and know the process so they're not frazzled and running all over the place trying to find a house first and then get the money later and not have their deposit. We need to make sure that we're clear so we're following the correct procedure and get everything done at the right place at the right time. That's what I want to make sure so that everything just goes through seamless. So let's get into it.
Awesome. So let's get into it. You know, as a finance coach, my goal is always to inspire, connect, and educate you on how to have a healthy credit report. And with Elizabeth Tapia, she's going to talk to us about the first part of getting into this process of buying a home. So Elizabeth, take us down.
Thank you, Anthony. So on the bank end, this is what we're looking for. We're looking at 4 pillars. The 4 pillars are income, credit, assets, and the type of home you're going to be purchasing. I'm going to go over the first one, which is income. We need to make sure that your income is sufficient enough to be able to afford your mortgage payment. For that, we're going to be asking you for your pay stubs, W-2s, and tax returns. So we need to view all these documents in order to see where your income is at. Our job is to maximize your income. We're going to have a lot of communication at that point. Now, there are a lot of products that do not necessarily look at those, but that will be another video. So there's a lot of options in this market that is changing. The second thing we're going to be looking at is your assets. You will need money for down payment and closing costs. So again, there's a lot of products involved, but I need you to have some money in your bank account. We're going to be asking for 2 months bank statements. We're going to be looking how much money you have. If there's any large deposits, we're going to ask you. And depending on the product, we'll determine how much is a large deposit. For example, an FHA loan. If it's 1% above the sales price, then that's going to be a large deposit that we're probably going to be asking. The second thing is with closing costs. There's a lot of closing costs involved. I love to go over every line with all my clients. I don't want any surprises. So at the end, we need to make sure you have enough money for down payment and enough money for closing costs. Third thing we're going to be looking at is your credit. Anthony's the expert here. Credit is hugely important. We don't look just at the credit score. We need to look at the credit report itself. So just to give you a little bit of guidelines, the minimum credit score for FHA loans is 500. Not too many banks do that. The most banks do 580 and above. If they do, some may do 620 and above. I know currently my lender, we do at 580. So we'll help you on that end with FHA's conventional minimum credit score is 620. Again, there's other products we can look at, but that will be again another video. So the fourth thing is that we need to look at is the type of house you're buying. You may be thinking of buying a single family, a multi, a condo, a co-op. So all of these properties are different requirements, different down payment requirements. So that's something that we're going to go over. So those are the 4 items, basic items that we're going to be looking at.
Wow, that's a ton of information right there. And I hope that we were able to kind of highlight a couple of those points in the pop-up. So if you were watching this and maybe Elizabeth was going over something a little bit too fast, or if she referenced in a future video, we want to make sure that in the first-time home buying seminar, we give you the information that kind of allows you to build a strong foundation and get a good understanding of the process. And Elizabeth, that was very well said. And I know towards the end of the program, we'll talk a little bit more about how they can get in touch with you. Okay. And with that said, as you get the getting qualified process done with the lender, what we want to do is kind of work with someone that is going to be dedicated, hardworking, making sure that they pay attention to detail. And this is very rare, but Randy Ray, I'm so happy to have you here representing Century 21. So what's the process now after they kind of get their pre-approval or they've worked with Elizabeth? Now you come into this process. What happens?
Well, actually, before the pre-approval, one of the most important things, and this is just a general guideline, there are more finite details, but we're going to keep it simple. First-time home buyers, one of the most critical steps is determining your budget. And although, yes, okay, I might be making $100,000 a year on paper, what is my net? What am I actually bringing home? That's the real dollar amount that we need to stay focused on, because that's what you're going to have in your pocket at the end of the pay week when you need to pay your mortgage. So determining your budget, and that's just one example, is very, very critical. I'm keeping it simple. So first step, determining your budget, knowing what you can comfortably afford. Next step is going to be getting pre-approved for that mortgage. You still haven't contacted a real estate agent yet. You still haven't called me yet. You're just getting pre-approved. That's when you call Elle. And you call Elizabeth Tapia and you work out what you can comfortably afford for the mortgage, and you have that pre-approval. That pre-approval is what I want to see to enable us to go shopping. So that's the next step, is finding the real estate agent who's going to enable you to start that shopping process. So step 3 is finding that real estate agent. That's when you call me. You have the pre-approval in hand, and we know that we can spend $450,000 on a house, or $650,000 on a house with that pre-approval. It's almost a guarantee. It's not a guarantee, but it's almost like a guarantee. And so you know the upper limit of what you can be shopping for. So obviously, if my pre-approval is for $500,000, I'm not going to be shopping for $750,000 houses, but I can go $500,000 or less, right? So searching for homes is the next step. That's step number 4, searching for homes. And we can both be interactively involved in this. I'm going to be looking through MLS, whatever I have available to me. You can search on Google and wherever else you want. Bring that information to me, and we can certainly work together as a team, because after all, it's your dream house. So wherever it is that you find it, if it's within the realm of reach for me, I'm going to help you achieve that. So we're going to work together and search for homes. Once we've narrowed that down, the next step is step 5. That's going to be making an offer. And that is not something that you, the client, should be doing on your own, because it is an intricate process and it involves negotiation skills. But making the offer involves knowing your budget, what you can comfortably afford, what form of pre-approval do you have, whether it's an FHA, whether it's a cash deal, whether it's a multi-finance deal. All that kind of detail comes into play in presenting the offer. And I want to make you, the buyer, look as strong as possible. So having a good down payment, having a good mortgage setup or cash deal setup, how to present it as part of the offer process. After that, we get into negotiations. So step 6 is negotiations. And that's where the seller may want more money, but you feel the house is worth this much. We have a little tug of war. We negotiate to see how we can make both of us happy. So the buyer wants to get a good deal. The seller wants to get the most they can get for the house. So that's a negotiation part. The next to last, and one of the more critical steps, is getting your home inspected. So the house that you have set your eyes on and that you've pointed to be your dream house, you want to make sure that it's everything it's cracked up to be. So we want to bring an inspector, somebody with experience, who's going to go through every nook and cranny, every little crevice of that house, plug in every outlet, make sure that it's wired properly so that the home is safe for you and your family. That is step number 7. And the last part for now, again, in this basic outline, is going to be closing the deal. That's the celebration part where everybody gets happy here. Yes, you have to write a check when you're buying the house, but that's part of what was planned. Closing the deal is a very, very happy time. A lot of work comes into place. We set a date, we set a time, all the parties gather, we sign a lot of papers and hand you the keys.
And it was funny. I was trying to point at you, and I was like, "Well, I can't figure out which way to go."
Which side am I on?
But one of the things that you said was dream, and Elizabeth, you were talking about what type of home, whether it was a single, a co-op, an investment, and right now, for those that are watching, I just want you just to manifest and visualize what does that look like for you. What is your dream home? And me as a finance coach, I'm a virtual financial coach, and I do everything online. And the first thing that I like to do is kind of talk about how do you monitor your credit, because it's very important. There's certain thresholds that you have to meet. And if there's accounts, negative history, accounts close with the balance, collections, there's certain things that you need to do to get prepared. And a lot of times there's people that are more reactive when I want you to be proactive. So as a finance coach, and my tip would be, what are you using at the point of sale? Cash versus credit. And if you're using cash or debit in the form of credit, you're losing the opportunity, because credit is based off of history and activity. So I love to schedule a one-on-one with you. We could do a 15-minute complimentary call. You can reach out to one of us in the description by leaving a comment. And please, I hope that if you learned something today, I would love for you to like, comment, and share. We would love to engage with you. We would love to speak with you. And we would like to answer any questions that you have. And so with that said, what are some final thoughts? Elizabeth, how would somebody be able to reach out to you if they wanted to go into the home buying process?
Thank you, Anthony. The best way to reach me is via phone. Give me a call. My cell phone, text me, is 973-390-2815. I have my website. I have the link to my website. I could text that over to you. But this is a process with lots of communication. So I make myself available as much as I can. And one quick thing is, though, I know some people are waiting for the market to change. If you have a pre-approval on hand, the best time to buy a home is now. That means that if you went to the right lender, that means that your income was checked, your credit was checked, your assets were checked, and you already have in mind what type of house you want. So meaning that you are ready. Sometimes life gets in the way. And I've been doing this for such a long time that people think situations are going to change. But unfortunately, personal things in their life change that they're not able to get into their dream home. So if you have a pre-approval on hand, please don't wait. Get out there and find your dream home. Randy's going to find it for you. Anthony's going to make sure that you are knowledgeable on your credit to make sure it's looking very pretty, so you could get the best product for your new home. So again, my phone number is 973-390-2815. If there's any questions you have, feel free to give me a call or text. Thank you.
And again, thank you so much, Elizabeth. You brought so much value today. And those that are watching, please like, comment, share. If you were just having a conversation with your friends during the holidays about buying a home, why don't you tag them right now? Put their information, say, wow, I learned something new today. And so with that said, Randy, what are some of your final thoughts?
I would agree 100% with Elizabeth in that now is an ideal time to buy a house. Regardless of the interest rate right now, it could be a scary 6 and change or close to 7. The reality is in 6 months' time, you can always refinance that and get it down as the market improves, and it's going to improve. So the other side of it, my side of it, is what I see out there, and that is that there is far, far less competition than there was since the onset of COVID, where you didn't even have to wave a flag or put a for sale sign in front of the house, and it was sold the same day. Now there are houses, and our inventory is steadily growing. So we have more houses to choose from and less competition. So it is absolutely in your best interest. If you have the pre-approval, if you have all your money together and you're ready to buy a house, now is a great time to go shopping and put me to work.
Well, put all of us to work. Thank you so much, Randy. That was very well said, and those were some great points. And again, my name is Anthony Rosa, finance coach with Fresh Start Advancement. I provide unique financial solutions for unique financial problems. With that said, we'll hope to speak with you soon. And that's pretty much it, guys. I had a bunch of fun with you. I hope you had fun. Was this fun today or what?
Absolutely.
It was great. Thank you.
I'll put my contact information in the context below.
Awesome. Well, Happy New Year, everybody, and be blessed and be safe.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
Thank you all.